know this is a little further down the line, but I have to ask about first foods for babies, because I feel like that also can be a little bit, controversial, or people have all these different ideas. I had this one client that I worked with from Italy, and she said soup. All babies have just soup and broth as their first food. She puts it, they put it in a bottle or whatever. And I thought, that's such a great idea, because then you're sort of coating the stomach and the system without introducing, simple carbohydrates right out the gate or something. But so what are your sort of go-to, what's your theory and philosophy around first foods?
Well, the first thing I will say is, coming back to the probiotics a little bit, it's really good to have those probiotics on board up through introducing complementary foods, because that can help diminish the immune response if there's going to be any allergic reaction. And then now, actually, the AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, recommends introducing those highly allergenic foods actually earlier on, as opposed to waiting, because that can help prevent that allergic march from starting. So it's actually beneficial to include things like wheat, nuts, peanuts, soy, dairy in those first few months of introducing complementary foods, and just making sure to do it, a few days apart. So you're doing one at a time and making sure you try to track that reaction from the baby, and then introducing the next one. And then I'll let Anna talk a little bit more about kind of baby-led weaning versus purees, because she did a little bit of both. So
yeah. So what we haven't mentioned yet is I also have an 18-month-old at home. So this is close to heart. I've gone through it recently, and before I get into the science and the nutrition recommendations, I'll just say on a personal note, I was really surprised that I had this whole hype built up in my head around first food. Like, it was going to be such a big deal what the first food is. And I very quickly realized that you end up introducing a lot of foods really fast, and it has very little influence on what your kid ends up eating in the long term, right? Like, the number one first food is just have fun, basically what I'm trying to say. But from a nutrition perspective, the nutrient your baby is likely to be low in, if they're exclusively fed breast milk, is iron. So rice cereals actually became really popular because they were fortified with iron. We have since learned that synthetic iron is really not very absorbable by baby, and the best way to get baby the iron that she needs is through meat. So I introduced a lot of very slow cooked, so they're very tender meats that baby can kind of suck some of the juices out. You can do, I said slow cooked meats, but fish is another great one because it's really soft. Or ground meat, you can make into little meatballs that babies don't have their pincer grasp yet, so they have to use their full fist to grab the food and bring it to their face. So meatballs are a good one for that.
Oh, that's a great one.
And then, of course, veggies. I know a lot of mamas these days are using avocado as a first food, which is great.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes are a winner.
Yeah. Oh, those are all such great ideas. I love that there's just more variety now, and people are sort of exploring, different ideas and different ways. And from what you were saying earlier when we were talking, it really it has to work with the family too, right? And the family's needs. I mean, it's so nice when your baby can sort of just eat the same food that the family's eating, and it doesn't have to be a whole separate, production.
Yeah, right. There's that preserving mama's sanity piece again, right? You don't have to cook a whole separate meal for the kids. Yeah.
Oh, it's been so good to talk with you both today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I want so everybody knows that they can find more of your recipes and your courses that are online at alavitanutrition.com. What else? Is there anything else you want to touch on before we sign off?
I think we just love hearing from women. So if there's something specifically that you're not finding on our website that you want to know, or that applies particularly to you, email us. We would love to entertain a conversation and see if we can personally help you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we do this work because we love it. We offer one-on-one coaching, so we can work with you one-on-one to make a plan that's really perfect for you rather than generic recommendations.
We do a lot of that online too through telehealth, so it doesn't matter where you're located, we can still work with you, and you don't have to leave your house if you have a new baby.
That's so easy.
Everything we do is designed so that you don't have to get out of your yoga pants. Leave your house.
So that's perfect.
Yeah, I could just also explain Alavita means nourish life in Latin. So that's where the name comes from. So it's alavitanutrition.com.
Oh, I love it. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Thank you.